Hi, Chris Morris with the Kanawha City Church, and I've been asked to share with you some thoughts on 1 Peter chapter 4. This chapter has 19 verses, and for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and if you have a moment, read all 19 verses. If not, I'm going to focus on the first two verses to start. So, verse 1 starts with, "Therefore, since Christ suffered in his body, arm yourselves also with the same attitude, because whoever suffers in the body is done with sin. As a result, they do not live the rest of their earthly lives for evil human desires, but rather for the will of God." I think back as I read these verses to a time in my life where I solely sought out a lifestyle that was focused on my earthly human desires, my evil human desires. And I don't mean just like occasionally. I used to actually joke and say I was addicted to fun, but the truth of the matter is I would live each and every day and each and every moment of every day seeking pleasure. And it didn't matter if it hurt me professionally, academically, if it hurt relationships with loved ones. I was solely focused on myself and my evil human desires. And in fact, I viewed Christianity as an enemy to that. I viewed it as I would have to give up the things that I loved if I became a Christian. That lifestyle takes its toll on us. And eventually I realized that I needed to take on the attitude of Christ. And when we do that, we realize that those things that we thought were joyful and pleasurable were actually awful and destructive, and that I had become a sin to those things despite the fact that they were destructive. And so, as I read through these verses, and I ask you to read through these verses, it goes on down to talk about what we become once we take upon Jesus's attitude and put that on in our lives. And so I want to ask each of you to read these verses today, meditate on them, pray on them. And I want to encourage each of you to recognize that as we do so, we are actually free from sin, and we can live the joyful life, living boldly, loving boldly, and serving others. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you would like someone to pray with or pray for you, or if you want to get into a Bible study, check us out at kanawhavalleychurch.org. Thanks.